Cruising down Manchester Street in my drop top, chillin' where you gotta keep the heat when the block hot. Cruising down Manchester Street in my drop top, chillin' where you gotta keep the heat when the block hot. Yeah, on the east side and the west side. Yeah, on the east side and the west side. Cruising down Manchester Street in my drop top, chillin' where you gotta keep the heat when the block hot. Crown my head, I'm getting my.
What's good, y'all? It's your boy CMJ, bringing you another episode of Total Fandom. This time I got my boy Devaughn on the cast with me, SVG, owner of the Beers Egoists in the CFL. I'm glad to have my boy on in draft week type. I gotta refrain from cursing. Woo! How you doing though? How you doing? I'm glad to have you on.
Man, it's good to be here. I'm doing all right. I'm trying to get together the season in my head and trying to put it on paper so I can actually get a good game plan together this year.
It's a lot coming up. It's a lot. Like we just finished preseason. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know. Like it felt like preseason took forever, and I'm ready.
I thought it was just me.
I've been ready. Yeah, I've been ready for the season. I don't know. And it's not much to take away from preseason. Excuse me, preseason. But there's still things to take away, like I've mentioned before. But one thing I do want to talk about. I will get into this real quick. The injury news and updates. Sorry, y'all. I'm kind of sputtering along. I don't get a lot of sleep really nowadays between mock drafting and like trying to get this stuff together and taking care of some other things. But we do got some injury news and updates. I'll start with one of the updates. CD Lamb got paid, but
yeah, about time.
Yeah, basically about time. $136 million extension, 4 years, $34 million a year. Yeah. I don't necessarily, as far as fantasy football goes, I don't necessarily see him falling out of the top 5 picks.
No,
but I do worry about the holdout, no preseason action. Basically we'll have like 2 weeks of practice, barely. I do worry about that, but he is an elite receiver. If I was picking in the top 5, I think I'd steer clear of CD Lamb, especially in PPR drafts. I don't know. That's just me though. That's just me. He could still be a great asset. He could still be really, really good. If you do take him, trade him. I mean, you can get great value.
Later on in the season if he gets hurt, because that's my concern. That's my main concern. Like he's one of the. He is part of the reason why I don't really like the Cowboys and what they've been doing this preseason, because he hasn't been there. So like now that he's got his money, that's great. But like the season is starting in a week. Like, are you going to be in game shape in a week and sustain that all season? Like, who knows?
Yeah, I worry about the injury factor as well.
Yes.
Even Dak hasn't really been at training camp either. And Jamar Chase reported to training camp. I like that. Like he actually officially reported to camp.
Yeah. Actually practice, because the other day he's been holding in.
If I'm picking the top 5, I'm taking Chase over Lamb.
In the top 5? Wait. You think Jamar Chase is going in the top 5?
If I was picking in the top 5 and I wasn't taking Bijan, Brees, and if CMC didn't magically fall to me, I'm taking Jamar Chase. Like that's a no brainer for me. Like that's a no brainer. I'm sorry. I trust him. I trust Jamar Chase.
I do too. I trust Jamar Chase PPR wise over.
Oh, period. I don't care what draft it is.
Oh, period.
I don't care what draft it is. I trust him.
Yeah, especially because you got Joe Burrow throwing in the ball.
Even if it's not Joe Burrow throwing the ball. I saw half the season with Joe Burrow wasn't throwing the ball last year with Jamar Chase. I've seen enough. He is, bro. If him and Justin Jefferson, bro, that's it. Those are the next 2. That's up. I mean, you can say Garrett Wilson's up there, but that's another conversation for another time. Some more depressing news. Nick Chubb is going to start the year on PUP, which I kind of predicted that was going to, not predicted, but I kind of thought that was going to happen. Like I have Nick Chubb on a dynasty team, and it's like,
Oh,
It's not even that. I'm just saying, like, I'm monitoring the situation closely, and literally, like, from the moment that I saw the video of him squatting, I'm like, he's not going to play. Like, not the first. Like, he's not going to come back for the first 4 games. I just didn't. I just. It was like it's too good to be true. It's too good to be true for me to believe. Like, no one's gonna believe that you're gonna have that kind of a catastrophic knee injury, and I don't expect you to be back right away and then be yourself right away and all that good stuff. And besides, that team, the Cleveland Browns, that's the best player on their offense, clearly. So I don't really see that. I guess I'm just disappointed. Not in the Nick Chubb isn't returning or him. I'm not disappointed in him. I'm hurt. I'm hurt. That's the truth of the matter.
I just kind of feel bad for him a little bit because it's like I know he was having a good season last year when he got hurt, and the way it all went down, and I know he really wants to go get back out there and get going, and like not have the first 4 games and then not be able to get out there. I know it's tough, but it just means that towards the middle, the end of the season when they're really going to need him and in the playoffs, because they should make the playoffs. Like if the Browns don't make the playoffs, it better be because the Steelers are like 10-7, and they're that good, and everybody else in the division is that, and everybody else in the AFC is that good. Because there's no way the Browns shouldn't make the playoffs with what they got, especially on defense. So him being healthy in the playoffs it'll be a good thing that he's out right now.
Yeah. Well, I don't see the Browns making the playoffs. No offense.
What?
So the Cleveland Browns.
I don't care either way, but they have too much on defense. Their defense is too good.
The AFC is too good, if you ask me.
I agree.
Later this week, I will have my official picks for every division and who I think is going to win the conference and all that good stuff. I'll make all my picks later this week before the season starts. But I don't see the Browns making the playoffs. So I don't necessarily see them rushing Chubb back. But Jahmyr Gibbs, speaking of injuries, Jahmyr Gibbs returned to practice on Sunday, and he thinks he'll be ready for week 1 with that hamstring injury. But I'll tell you this right now, even before the hamstring injury, I wasn't drafting Jahmyr Gibbs. But I after doing so many mock drafts, I feel like I'm now having a change of heart, and like maybe I'll take him.
It depends on where he is. If he's a best available player,
and like if I'm in a 10-team league, I'm not taking Jahmyr Gibbs with my first 2 picks at all. In a 12-team league or a 14-team league, or maybe even in our 16-team league, maybe I'll take him with the second pick. Like
it depends on where you pick him.
I said maybe I'll take him with the second. Well, you're right. You're right about that because in my defense, you guys, I'm usually picking in the back end of a 16-team league draft because I make the playoffs every year. So that's usually my mindset. And then also in my boy Justin's league, the Najee at 3, I got the 10th pick, so I'm picking back to back in that league. So picking yes, I love it. Honestly, I love it. But other than that, I was high on Jahmyr Gibbs last year because of the offensive line, PPR upside. I worry about David Montgomery because I love touchdowns, but who is the offense? Amon-Ra St. Brown, Sam Laporta, who's also nursing a hamstring injury, returned to practice Sunday as well, and Jahmyr Gibbs. David Montgomery, he's gonna get his 10 touchdowns, okay, but man, if Jahmyr Gibbs is gonna give me 200 fantasy points, which I think he could, 200 plus fantasy points, which I think he could, then I could spend a second round pick on that. Like,
yeah, you just gotta bank on him being.
You gotta bank on everybody being healthy. This is fantasy football. You gotta bank on everybody being healthy.
It's different when you got a guy coming into the season injured, though.
One thing that does make me worry is that Penei Sewell, their offensive tackle, Dan Campbell said he'd be ready for week 1 with that ankle injury. He said he'd be ready, but I don't.
It wasn't so bad. It wasn't bad.
But offensive line
I agree.
Is the literal drumbeat of this team.
Yeah, so that's what they do.
That's what they have to do because Jared Goff ain't gonna come on. He ain't gonna elevate them. He can't. He cannot.
Not by himself. He needs.
We know. Yeah, thank you.
The guys that need help.
Yeah. A lot of help. A lot of help. He gonna need that Panay Sewell.
I mean, as long as
I'm just, man. You Jared Goff apologizes, boy.
I'm not gonna.
Not you. I'm just saying.
In general.
Will Anderson is expected to play week 1. He had an ankle injury, but he looks like he'll be good to go. Christian Kirk will resume practicing this week, according to Doug Peterson, head coach for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He has a calf injury. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I'm really down on the Jaguars.
Me too.
Offense, I
was just gonna say that.
I feel like I'm really down on them, but I will accept being wrong on them this year. Like I will accept it. Like I don't think I'm gonna switch my stance. But if I'm wrong about it, I'll bite the bullet because Brian Thomas looks great. It's just Gabe Davis. We know what we get out of him every year. And yeah, but like I know it's preseason, but I didn't like what I saw in preseason from Gabe Davis. I did not like that. I just don't.
As far as what?
He's not reliable. He's not a reliable enough wide receiver 2.
As far as what getting open?
No, just follow me here. He's not to me, when you watch him play, like, yeah, he's a great deep ball threat.
Yeah.
100%. But like I watched him at the goal line. Excuse me. I watched him in the red zone. And like I watched that, like he tried to break in on a slant, and he dropped that pass from Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence is throwing a rocket in there. Okay. Like he likes I'm mad that they gave up Calvin Ridley because I feel like another year with Calvin Ridley could have been good for them.
Yes.
But and I'm not, maybe that's wishful thinking, but I just don't think Gabe Davis is reliable enough. Like Brian Thomas will probably emerge as the number 1 receiver on this team and will probably be the one, the one being targeted in the red zone on those in slants against 1-on-1 coverage.
That don't mean that'll push Gabe to 3 because if Brian Thomas comes out as the number 1, Christian Kirk comes back healthy, he'll be the number 2. Then Gabe Davis is on a back burner. Unless he's gonna beat out Kirk.
Hold on. This damn dog making noise in her sleep. Anyway, but yeah, you said what about Christian Kirk? I'm sorry, say that again.
You said Brian Thomas will emerge as the number 1. So if that's the case, then Christian Kirk should emerge as the number 2 when he's healthy. And that'll push Gabe Davis to the number 3, unless Gabe Davis will beat out Christian Kirk as the number 2 spot.
If preseason showed us anything and Christian Kirk is not playing in 2 wide receiver sets, then I don't think Christian Kirk is going to, emerge as the number 2. And like you said, like injuries, will matter and they'll play a part. But like, I'm not going to lie, I like Parker Washington, and like I just think that Christian Kirk has to play, and because they gave him all that money. But
yes.
but also on top of that, though, you're talking about somebody gets hurt. Like Christian Kirk is the one that's hurt. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
that's what I'm saying. He might beat him out. Gabe Davis might beat him out simply because he's hurt.
No, Gabe Davis is gonna play in 2 wide receiver sets regardless. Like he's going to play in, like, Christian Kirk is not a 2 wide receiver sets receiver anyway. He wasn't. He just had to be that in Arizona. He had to be that for the Jaguars last year. But now they have receivers who can play on the outside. They don't need him to do that.
They frees him up for what he's really good at.
And I don't trust Evan Ingram either. Like I don't. I'm sorry.
He had a good season last year as far as fantasy wise.
When somebody was hurt, yes. When everybody was healthy, I don't have it in front of me, but I swear to God, he was averaging 7.5 fantasy points per game when Christian Kirk was on the field.
I mean, yeah, he still finished like 6th or 7th in
I need reliability. Like, are you the guy in this offense? Like, are you one of the guys in this offense? You're not a Mark Andrews. You're not going to be a Dalton Kincaid. Excuse me. You're not Sam Laporta. You're not going to be Trey McBride. You're not going to be come on. Who else can we name?
Well, I mean, those are the top 5 guys.
You're not George Kittle. You're not going to be
guys.
Okay.
Other than Kelce, Mark Andrews, and Kittle, because those are the top 3. That's the top. That's tier 1. So I mean, everybody you just named mainly was a lot of tier 2 guys, And so I would fit him at the bottom of the
Jake
tier.
Ferguson will have a better season. Jake Ferguson will have a better season than Evan Ingram this year.
I can agree, but that's also like his
And he's going
5th
behind
year in
him
the
in
offense
drafts.
too.
He's going like as the tight end 10, and Evan Ingram's like the tight end 6 or 5, and that's or like that's
but I don't know how consistent Ferguson's going to be. Ferguson can come up for like 23, and then he might come up for 4.
You talking about Dak Prescott, who loves targeting tight ends in the red zone
Yeah,
religiously, and Jake Ferguson had a low key breakout season. Like it was low key, and Dak Prescott, they have already not only do they have chemistry, but Dak Prescott was already praising Jake Ferguson, saying he will have I'm
a better
paraphrasing,
season.
will break out this year in 2024. He on
He
paper has
better.
a tough schedule, but I don't see Jake Ferguson, bro. Evan Ingram is overrated. Like he's overrated, and
Think so?
he's just more reliable than Gabe Davis. And Christian Kirk is very reliable, but he's
Yes.
not. He's not. There's no guarantee he's gonna stay healthy, and he's playing in the slot. Also, he's not reliable. He's not reliable on the outside. Like this team's gonna want to run the ball as well, and Christian Kirk is not gonna be able to play on outside in those sets
to help those out. Yeah.
What are they gonna do? So anyway, let's move on because gosh, we spent too much time on that. The next thing that I wanted to get into is the winners and losers from the preseason and training camp, and we can get into some quick stuff here. Who do you got? Who's your you got? Let's do winners first. Who do you think is one of the big winners from the
One of the big winners, I mean, obviously, I would say is Caleb Williams and Rome Odunze out of Chicago. I think he showed a lot. I mean, what I would say is he showed a lot of what he was doing at USC and why he was the number 1 pick, but he also showed a lot of him like testing stuff out. You can tell it was the preseason because he was doing stuff like he probably should be doing in a regular game. And had it been a regular game and he did something like that, he probably would have been picked. So, but I'm not mad at that because this is the time to try that kind of stuff. But he looked like the franchise guy for Chicago. And if that's the case, then Chicago is going to be relevant in football for a very long time, at least for the next 10, 15 years, which they haven't had in a while. So, I mean, that's got to be a big win for them.
Okay, I will say this. I agree. But I'm just saying, like, I think the Bears as a whole organization are winners. They've definitely got their guy. They're set up for success. But I still need to see it. They're winners of the training camp and preseason for sure. But I need to see it now. You better execute. You better. I'm bought in. I'm bought in on DJ Moore. I'm bought in on Rome Odunze. I'm bought in on drafting him in round 3 and 4 respectively for DJ Moore wherever he's going in you guys' drafts. Rome Odunze a few rounds later. Rome Odunze is like he had an ADP of 101 on Fantasy Pros expert consensus rankings. The last time I checked, it could have gone up. I'll say, yeah, and I'll say my one of my winners is Rashee Rice. Doesn't look like he's gonna get suspended. So, and the way he is skyrocketing in ADP right now,
Are you serious?
No, you're not. You must not be doing enough mock. He is skyrocketing, and I'm saying skyrocketing because I want to be ahead of the final ADP.
Oh, so you projected a little bit. I mean, he's obviously rising.
It's trending up. It's trending up, and Hollywood Brown, like everyone is scared of the Hollywood Brown injury.
Yeah,
everyone is scared of the Hollywood Brown injury. So it's trend like the ADP is trending upwards. Like he was going after Terry McLaurin, T Higgins. Now he's in that George Pickens, George Pickens, DK Metcalf range. There with Malik Neighbors.
I can see that.
I can see him going up and getting in that DJ Moore range, being a 3rd round pick. Like
I don't know if I can see him next to DJ Moore, simply because of how things are going to play out now in Chicago. I don't think fantasy wise he might be up there, especially if Xavier Worthy pops out. as he's supposed to. Cause I think him as a rookie is going to show out. Because they don't have a speedster guy. They haven't had a speed threat downfield in the last like 3-4 years since Tyreek left. So I mean, now that they got that, they might actually utilize that. And if he can catch a damn ball better than the guys they did last season, man, they off and running,
But
literally.
I'm not looking for pop. I'm looking for stock, and that's what Rashee Rice had. Like he led the receiving core in target share.
Yeah.
So like he was
But he
Mahomes'
was the
guy.
only reliable guy catching the ball most of the time last season.
Exactly, and it's year 2 for him. I don't want year 1 Xavier Worthy. I want year 2 Rashee Rice. That's me. That's me, though. I understand where
No,
you're
I
coming from
agree.
wholeheartedly, but yeah, you already know me. I don't do little guys who get pushed around in training camp. I don't do that.
But what I
I
will
don't do
say
that.
is,
I don't do that.
what I'll say is that I don't think they'll have the same problems as they did last year as far as the drops. So
They
with that being
won't.
said, the season, the way the ball will be distributed this year may be different than it was last year, simply because more guys are catching the ball.
Let me pull up the ADP since we're talking about it. Um, excuse me. Or you're right. They won't have as many drops, but this scheme is tailor made for the receivers anyway. The receivers were getting open, so that's not a. I'm not worried about. I'm. I really like. I'm not. Wouldn't be surprised if Xavier Worthy went like in the 5th round.
I
Like
wouldn't be
right now,
surprised either.
like right now, his ADP on the Fantasy Pros rankings is wide receiver 38, and the expert consensus ranking is wide receiver 42. So like that range, I don't mind that. Like it's a Chiefs receiver, and he looks better than what Sky Moore looked like and what Justin Watson looks like, and all that good stuff. I don't get me wrong, I see all of that,
I'm
but
assuming he'll start over most of those guys too.
but it yeah, no, for sure. But Rashee Rice, like I said, is was the guy for them last year, and his ADP is wide receiver 33. So
Okay, then I have a
it's
question.
5 picks ahead. It's 5 picks ahead of Xavier Worthy.
Yeah,
I think it's I I think it's too low. Like he's going behind. I got you right. He's going behind Amari Cooper. Like, would you take Amari Cooper or Rashee Rice?
I'm not even gonna lie. I would take Amari Cooper.
That's insane. That's insane. Okay, would you take Rashee Rice or DJ Moore?
I take Rashee Rice, and I would only take Rashee Rice because I think Caleb will be better at distributing the ball. Plus, you got Keenan Allen, who's really good at getting open, and Rome as a 3 will have to go against the 3rd or 4th best cornerback. And if he can beat those guys out more often than not, he'll get open really easily too. So I don't know if DJ's gonna get a whole lot of touches this year. But that's the only reason why. That's the only reason why.
Wow, the way you see this is so much differently than how I see this. Rashee Rice or Zay Flowers?
I do Rashee Rice.
Rashee Rice or Stephon Diggs?
Rashee Rice. Stephon Diggs will be the number 2 in that offense, and if Tank takes off, he might be the number 3.
Rashee Rice or Malik Neighbors?
Ooh. Dang, that's a good one.
I can't believe this right now. And
I take Rashee Rice. He's just because he's proven.
Okay, we got to move on. I'm gonna give you 2 more. Rashee Rice or Terry McLaurin?
Terry McLaurin. They just traded away Jahan Dotson. He's the number 1 definitive.
Oh my god! All right,
there's nobody really behind him. Really.
Rashee Rice. Okay, better answer. Rashee Rice, George Pickens, and I'm done.
Rashee Rice.
Okay. That one's a little more of a. I'll let that slide. I was just so baffled by your take. That's why I was.
I see.
That's why I was so. But anyway, I've got a loser that I'll bring up real quick, and that's Malik Neighbors. Yeah, I can't do it with bro, and it's not even him.
I was gonna say, as long as it ain't him,
not him.
Okay.
I was bought into the volume that he is going to get.
Yeah.
but I'm not anymore.
Why?
Because Daniel Jones is a train wreck waiting
I
to
agree.
happen. Like it's just every year it's going to be the same thing. Like I don't.
He didn't look good in the preseason.
Like the Giants were foolish. Like
They shouldn't.
it's so crazy how fans and like pundits and people who just watch the game can make smarter, it's all good, smarter decisions like sitting at home just thinking about these things than
Yes.
the organizations themselves. Do you have a loser? Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I just want to say Malik Neighbors. Good luck to you guys who draft him. I'm not mad if you take him wherever you take him. Uh, you know that's not like right now he's wide receiver 24 on Fantasy Pros ADP. You know,
No.
it's right there with DJ Moore, DK Metcalf, Devontae Smith, Stephon Diggs. Like, I'm not mad at that,
I
but
can see that.
I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that, but hey, good luck to you guys. I'm out. I'm out. I'm out on all Giants. I'm out. You got a loser?
Yeah. It's more so the organization, but I got two losers.
Okay.
Um, One is the Cowboys I mentioned earlier, mostly because CeeDee Lamb has been holding out. And had we done this like a couple of days ago, or like it's been the last week, I would have been like the definitive the losers, simply because he hasn't been there. But he got paid. So my only concern now is his health over the course of the season. But my other loser is Jamar Chase and the Bengals. And I'll tell you this: you already have Tyler Boyd gone. He left
Can I
free
interject?
agency. Well, yeah.
We agree. These are also my losers, and I'm gonna add one. I'm gonna add one so that we are in total unison.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Okay. Yes. Because
Our
Jamar not
losers.
being there is crazy.
Our losers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Jamar not being there is crazy.
Can we
And
just say? Can we just keep it plain too? Like, I'm sorry to keep cutting you off. I know you have.
no, no,
You
go ahead.
probably have some really good stuff to say. So, but this is just obvious.
I'm trying to
Like,
get
all of these dudes didn't practice. Like,
Yes.
it's the last week before the season starts.
Yeah.
All of these dudes had disgruntled contract disputes. Then the Ayuk situation was probably the most dramatic and probably the worst. And
Yes.
then the Niners have injuries. Trent Williams probably like it is definitely gonna hold out if he doesn't get paid. The
Which is crazy.
Cowboys,
He ain't got paid yet.
the Cowboys got Micah Parsons on podcast when he needs to be focused. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, like make your money, but man, like bro, lock in, fool, because you don't be locked in the playoffs. You got CD and
Exactly.
Dak not at camp or practice. You got Jamar Chase in the Bengals with like, dude, T. Higgins could end up really not finishing the season. I really want people to keep that in the back of their mind as a dude who's on the last year of his contract. T. Higgins could realistically not finish the season. Jermaine Burton, hello. Like,
Well, see, that's
it's,
the thing,
it's
though. Like, the thing all three of these teams have in common is, other than a guy on a team that's injury prone, like Debo Samuel, or a guy who's in a contract dispute, like T. Higgins, they don't have anybody else that's proven. Everybody else they got coming in is either somebody who they don't really want as who's going to show up as a number two, or somebody who's like a third, fourth, or fifth guy who they only throw in every once in a while. These guys aren't good enough to step into their number one shoes. So like y'all playing around with guys you don't really have the need to be playing around
well,
with.
hold on, bro. Hold on, bro. I ain't gonna disrespect T. Higgins like that.
The
Like,
Bengals are the only one that don't have because T
okay,
Higgins is
okay,
the number one.
okay. I give
He's
you
the
that.
number one.
I
But
give you that. I
my
get what you're
concern
saying.
about him is
Okay, I get what you're saying. So sorry. I
the
harped
contract
on one
dispute.
point. I harped on
He's
one
not
point.
he's not happy. You know what I mean? So like
Yeah.
if he was happy, he'd be different. If he was paid, he'd be different. But he's not happy there. So how much are you really going to get out of somebody who's not motivated to be there? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, and then behind him you have guys who aren't proven. So like that doesn't help your franchise. That doesn't help your quarterback who you just got to the Super Bowl with a couple years ago, who's hopefully going to have a healthy season this year. Like you got to give him all the best chances you got, and you don't do that with Jamar Chase getting paid $4 million a year or whatever his contract is. Like he's dramatically underpaid.
Oh, 14. That's right. That's right. Oh, I thought you said 40. My bad. I'm
No, it's
confused.
like
Yeah, right.
it's like somewhere between like 4 and 10, whatever his
Oh, I'm sorry. Ayuk was 14. Yeah, Ayuk was 14. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Jamar Chase is like stupid low.
It's not. He's not even making 10.
So like, bro, you got to give him something. I mean, give him 2 years, 40 million, 2 years, 60 million, like something. Like you could do something.
2 years, 40 million. Nah, that's not good enough for me. If I'm Jamar Chase,
I mean, it's better than the 4 million you getting. And you
but it's an extension. Hold on, but he has 2 years left on his contract. It's an extension though. So if you extend him, first things first, that like I would need that guarantee money up front, and it's like how long do you like? If it's gonna be a 4-year extension, I'm gonna need what Lamb just got. No, I need.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
If I'm Chase, oh yeah, I need 140. I need 140. Did you see what I did without Joe Burrow last year?
I agree.
And I've been doing this way better than Lamb, longer than not longer, but more consistently to CD Lamb.
Yeah.
Like I'm proving.
Let me tell you my thinking. The reason I didn't want to give him a long extension,
we gotta move on, but go ahead.
Is because he's got 2 years on the deal, and the market's gonna go up next year most likely, or in a couple of years when his contract is up. So like I'd give him an extension worth whatever the contract's worth now. And then in the next 1 or 2 years, whatever the extension is ready, then you pay him whatever the market value was then. But at least he's on the books now, getting paid what he's worth now, and you have him in camp and he's ready to go, and he's happy because he's paid. But you don't have to extend him all the way down for 4 or 5 years now. I had it on your books now. But I don't necessarily
the Bengals don't want to do that, but. If I'm Jamar, I understand both sides because Jamar Chase and his limited time in the league has proven that he is literally a top 3 receiver. And the Bengals don't have a history of paying guys before the contract. So I get both sides. It's a hard one to really dissect and parse away. And then I have another winner, Terry McLaurin.
What do you think is happening there?
What happens with every young? I know.
Well, the franchise.
Hold on. They're about to ascend. They're doing things the right way. Finally, they got rid of the freaking toxic owner. They got but they have a new head coach now that may be really great. Who knows? But they seem to be going in the right direction. They took Jaden Daniels, who looks like he's a confident and soon to be good quarterback.
And they traded away number 2.
Jahan, no, he wasn't even impressing at training camp. They bring in Luke McCaffrey, who don't get me wrong, he's not necessarily killing it either. But this is why you draft Luke McCaffrey, Benson, and you bring in Austin Eckler. You still have Brian Robinson, and you have dude. I don't think you understand how good Terry McLaurin is. Like I truly don't.
He's a legit number 1.
No, legit. Like he actually is. He has an argument to be a top 10 wide receiver in this league, and just because he's been playing in Washington, like nobody want to give him credit. Like been playing with Taylor Heineke and Kirk Cousins and
no. See, I'm not one of those guys. He needs to be up there top 10. Like,
well, I don't know. Listen, I said make the argument because if you looked at my top 10 list, it was hard for me I couldn't leave Devontae Adams off, Justin Jefferson, obviously CD, Jamar, Tyreek. Mike Evans, DJ Moore's number 10 on that list for me.
I was gonna say,
you can say all you want, but Keenan Allen, he's obviously done. Oh, by the way, Keenan Allen, before anybody else was saying anything about it, he was undraftable for me this year anyway. I'm not drafting any Keenan Allen, but let me get back to Terry McLaurin, one of my biggest winner, because now you're gonna be put in a DJ Moore type situation from last year when you have great talent at quarterback who can finally match your great talent at receiver. He's about to explode. Y'all think, oh, Jaden Daniels is about to run. He's a rookie quarterback, and he's quote unquote undersized. I don't think he's going to be put in danger. I don't think he's going to be put in that much danger.
I agree.
Week in and week out, when you've got somebody like Terry McLaurin who can win on the outside and on every level, like he's been doing for years. They do need a number 2. And I don't know who's going to emerge for them. I do believe Zach Ertz will be a focal point in this offense more so in the early part of the season until Ben Simmons can get it going. But I think we're gonna see a little bit more Austin Eckler than we thought because they don't have a legit number 2 receiver. Like but it's gonna be the Terry McLaurin show. And I'm looking at his ADP, wide receiver 30 on Fantasy Pros. Last year he was the wide receiver 32. I think he'll finish in the top 20. I can see a top 15 finish. Like really, like if who would I bump out? Devontae Adams, Jalen Waddle.
I don't know about Jalen Waddle.
I do know about. I mean, me personally, I'll bump him out if I'm talking about top 15. Like if I'm putting Terry McLaurin and finishing it as a top 15. Now, don't get me wrong, it's a stretch.
That's definitely an argument for sure.
If I'm making a prediction like Chris Olave, I would take him out. And Cooper Cup's not there. Yeah, you can say how you want to, but they have too much going on. They have too much going on, bro. They got and Derek Carr. If at some point in time, if Derek Carr either gets hurt or is not getting it done, and Spencer Rattler gets in the game for them, or Hayner, whoever is backing them up,
Spencer Rattler.
I don't see them peppering Chris Olave with targets. So it's like I'm just making a little like a bit of a. This is what I do every year before I draft.
Yeah.
Before I draft, I predict like who might have a down year. Who I hate to say who might get hurt, but it's like like who has the biggest injury risk. That's a better way to put it. And when you look at a Derek Carr and the offensive line issues, I worry about how often, not how often, but how effectively they can get the ball to Chris Olave. So it's like
I get you.
So if I was gonna put Terry McLaurin finishing in the top 15, then I would take him out. But if I just gave him some grace and said top 20, like I'll take Deebo Samuel out, I take Brandon Ayuk out, I take Cooper. No, I'm not gonna say Cooper Cup, just for you guys' sake.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm gonna give him some grace this year. I know I'm a big Cooper Cup hater, but I'm gonna give him some grace this year. Not too much though. Not too much. And then I think I'm gonna do one more loser before we move on to some CFL stuff because we're taking up a lot of time. This one's obvious.
Oh.
This one's
I feel
obvious.
So
bad. In fact, you know what? Let's pair these together.
I feel so bad.
Vikings and Browns. Obviously, this one's obvious for the Vikings. JJ McCarthy out for the season.
Great.
Sorry, bro. I'm so sorry, bro. Because if anybody was a winner in this draft class, it was the first round rookie quarterbacks. They all looked great. Even McCarthy before he got hurt. They all looked great. And when I say great, I mean comfortable. Like steady.
Yeah.
In control.
They didn't look phased,
and ready to take constructive criticism. So sorry. Get well soon, bro. Can't wait to see you next year.
Absolutely, man.
Do I worry in essence, do I worry about Justin Jefferson? Yes. Also, since I'm talking about the Vikings and them taking the L, like
can I ask you a question real fast? It can be simple yes or no. Are you concerned? Are you more concerned about the Vikings and Justin Jefferson this year than you were last year when Kirk Cousins got hurt?
You mean before the season?
Sure, yeah.
Because
Kirk got hurt in the middle of the season, I know that. And then
so let me tell you why I didn't believe Justin Jefferson was going to finish as the wide receiver 1 before he got hurt. Because I didn't believe in Kirk Cousins. Because Kirk Cousins was the, if I'm not mistaken, third most sacked quarterback behind Russell Wilson and Justin Fields entering last year. And
he would have talked about that enough.
And the weapons of like the Hawkinson and Addison, like I just didn't think that he was going to have an overwhelming target share. This year, he might have that overwhelming target share. But it's like, it's like kind of like a Daniel Jones kind of situation, except that we've seen Justin Jefferson transcend bad quarterback play.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold, though,
I don't think he'll be bad.
We haven't seen him support a top fantasy wide receiver consistently for an entire season. That is what the problem is. So that is why I'm not touching Jefferson. It don't matter what pick I could be picking pick 6, and Brees Hall could be off the board. Bijan, CD, Jamar, everybody who is in that top. I would take Garrett Wilson.
Is JJ better than any receiver he's ever had?
Wait, who? Who are you talking about?
Is Justin Jefferson better than any receiver that Sam Darnold has ever had?
It doesn't matter.
Why not? Because you said that
he probably is. He probably is. But Sam Darnold is not even he's not even Ryan Fitzpatrick. I'd take Ryan Fitzpatrick in this offense.
I would agree, but
I would take Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Justin Jefferson will give Sam Darnold more wins on the 50-50 ball.
Can we not loom? Like, we've seen enough of Sam Darnold. He will lose confidence over the season, and somebody else is going to be playing quarterback for this team. And I just don't know if it's going to be Jaron Hall or who that other guy is. Oh, Nick Mullins. Nick Mullins is going to get the ball to Justin Jefferson. Oh yeah.
You said Sam Darnold won't play the whole season?
No.
I mean, I know he wouldn't play the whole season with JJ, but McCarthy's sitting behind him. But you think he's not gonna make it at all?
No, he's gonna, bro. He doesn't finish seasons, bro. Even when he's healthy, he doesn't finish seasons. Not even, and if he does, he doesn't. And even if he doesn't finish them strong. So either way, if you take Jefferson early in your draft, guys, you better be looking to trade him based off that name and that projected volume. That's just my opinion. As far as the Browns go, losers, because one, Deshaun Watson, I don't think he played at all in the preseason. Sore arm.
No.
He ain't been the same, obviously. And Nick Chubb is not going to start the season.
Don't get me started.
And there was something else that I think they just and the pass catchers. So Amari Cooper is older now, and he's not old, but he's older, and I just don't. This team's gonna want to run the ball. This is still one of the top offensive lines in the league, and this is why they're gonna still roster 4 running backs. I don't trust any of the pass catchers on this team. They're gonna want to get Jerry Jeudy involved. I don't trust him to be a thing, a consistent wide receiver 3, let alone somebody who I want to put in my starting lineup. If I'm drafting Amari Cooper, I'm not drafting him. Sorry guys, not drafting Amari Cooper. I'm not doing it.
Honestly, I probably wouldn't either.
I'm not drafting any Browns unless it's Nick Chubb in the 8th round.
Maybe I got Jerome Ford.
Not doing that either. Let's move on to some CFL stuff. So
our time.
Shut up, bro. The draft is this Saturday at 2:00. Gonna record that. Gonna have a whole draft day thing going. Gonna have cast all day. Woo! I'm just getting ready for that. 16-team league, PPR. You already know my boy. Excuse me, my boy Devaughn, who owns the Beers Egoists, is picking with the 10th overall pick in this year's draft. After going 11-4 last year, second in the CFL East. Congratulations to that. I think I could pull that up for y'all real quick.
That's so crazy. Because I thought I was gonna be able to make it, and I think I split games with Andy Reid's mustache. I think that's leader of my division, right?
Oh yeah, you definitely did. You went 5-1, man, which is pretty good.
Yeah, and some of those games are close calls for sure.
I will say this though. Listen, you made the playoffs, but you weren't a top scoring team. I think you ranked in the bottom half of the league in scoring. I think one of the only 2 or 3 teams to do that in CFL history. We've been around for 6 going on 7 years now. It was an impressive season. I will say that. The first 10+ win season, the first winning season in your 4-year tenure since 2020. It was good to see that. But my question for you is how do you think you'll keep developing on that? And further build on those tactics from last year.
Well,
how do you build on that success from 2023?
Well, I told myself that I wouldn't trade most of my draft picks too early, or at all, pretty much. At least not in the first few weeks. I wanted to wait and see, because the first couple of years that I was doing the draft, I traded most of my guys early, and some of them panned out, some of them didn't. But the guys I got back in return weren't good enough. overall. And so last year, I kind of just held my guns down. I was a lot smarter with trades. What I will say is my quarterback position had held me up a little bit. My quarterback and running back positions held me up because I had Patrick. I traded for Patrick because Joe was hurt and Patrick wasn't that good. So like, had Patrick been better, I may have, or I had a different quarterback, it would have been different. But like, I think just what I'm learning is that my versatility, as far as running backs and quarterbacks and stuff like that, has to be better. Because my receivers and tight ends are pretty good usually, but I need more versatility with the running back room and the quarterback room, so I don't have to worry about those kind of small problems.
Well, it's not easy. Like in a 16-team league, you know what I'm saying? Like your first time playing fantasy football was in a 16-team league. Excuse me. So it's not easy to build out, a roster like that. Like this was your draft last year. So first round was Travis Kelce at pick 9. Pick 24, you take Joe Mixon and Joe Burrow, Mike Evans, Brian Robinson. Excuse me. I like this wasn't too outrageous at the time. Oh, well, maybe the Joe Burrow pick was kind of high.
Well, where it was
kind of high, especially when
I saw somebody pick a quarterback, and I was like, no.
Hey man, sometimes the trend, like sometimes when you see that trend go, like yeah, listen, like
that's what happened. There's a trend going slowly,
and that's what happens. And like like we go back and visit that round by round. Excuse me. Go back and visit that. Let's see here. So yep. Okay, Josh Allen went. I think he was Patrick. Excuse me. Jalen Hurts went pick 22. Mahomes went pick 23. You took the running back Joe Mixon in the middle of that quarterback run.
Because I needed one.
But in that next round, you were like, okay.
Yeah.
And then that's when you took the only quarterback in this round. Oh, well, I took a quarterback too. Because I believed in Justin Fields, which kind of you basically panned out for me well.
Yeah.
And I ended up trading for Joe Burrow, which also panned out for me for those 3
back
weeks.
half of the season he actually started.
That was clutch. Yeah, this trade right here. Yeah, this trade right here was clutch. Joe Burrow, DK Metcalf. It was a win-win. It was a win-win.
There's a lot of trash about that too. There's a lot of trash talking about that.
I don't know why, bro. That Joe Burrow only played 3 games for me. Like you got DK Metcalf rest of the season. Like what the hell? Anyway, so that was cool. Now that last year was your first really prominently successful year, and now you have a new division mate, if I'm not mistaken. Let's go back to the home. We got Dr. Rick Marshall in here, who, for a lot of you don't know, that's Amari, aka owner of the Andy Reid's Mustache, also in the same division. Gosh, I'm saying a lot of words here. Eric, who owns Dr. Rick Marshall, is married to Amari, who owns Andy Reid's Mustache. So now you got that going on in the same division. I don't really expect collusion from these two. I know Amari's really, really competitive, but I mean only one of them can win the division. And I mean there is a council in place to veto trade. Yeah. And it's been in place for like 4 years, and everyone hates it, but it works. Like it just works. Like
it does what it's supposed to do.
Even I hate it. Like they vetoed a trade for Justin Jefferson 2 years ago. I'll never let it go. Like I'll never let it go. Like I had that in the bag. I should set up. But anyway, so who do you feel like your biggest rival is? Going into this year, like who do you have your eyes set on? I haven't posted the schedules yet. I do make the schedules. I haven't updated them on the app. But who do you feel like Who do you feel like you really got it against this year?
I mean, honestly, I'm most concerned about making the playoffs. I
feel that.
I'm not worried about anybody else outside my division right now. So I'm mainly concerned with Andy Reid's Mustache because they've won the division the last 2 years, I think. However long I think I've been in the division with them the same last couple of years, but they beat me most of the last time. So I can't have that.
And no, that was last year. Was their first year. Last year was Andy
the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You got beat by a first timer, buddy.
So I'm not. Yeah, no, can't do that. So I need that. That's my main competition. Because I remember playing them a couple years before and they beat me too. So like I can't have that. I need to do better. If I can beat them out, I'm not worried about everybody else because I can beat them out 2-0 and split everybody else and be fine.
Really? You really? I don't. I'm not gonna take your. I'm not gonna take your league mates for granted, especially given the draft position.
I'm not either, but I mean, I think I can. I can think. I think I can at least split one with just about everybody at least, and then I have to get 2-0 on somebody, and I'm gunning for Andy Reid's mustache simply because they're probably the better one in our division.
Y'all pick back to back too. Y'all pick back to back.
Yeah.
Pick 10 and pick 11. That's crazy. This is not. This is the new mock draft, the CFL mock draft 2.5. That's being released before 3.0. That will be released this Friday, or this Friday on me, right before the draft. I'll probably do it. Just have it done by this Friday.
Still got CMC going number one?
It'll be a whole graphic. Don't worry. It'll look better than Google Docs. Don't worry, y'all. It's just a lot going on right now. Man, listen, man. Even I talked to Chuck, bro. He said he was thinking about listen. I had him going. Listen. Okay, let me start over. The mock draft 2.0 had JT going first because I thought that Chuck might zig where people would zag.
Yeah.
Then I talked to the dude, and he was actually thinking about doing it. Now I don't believe him. There's no reason. There's no real reason outside of pure homer belief, especially when you can take Christian McCaffrey and still get Anthony Richardson in this draft, or take Christian McCaffrey and still get Michael Pittman, and you can still get a Colt in this draft. You don't have to go JT with the first pick, especially when you can take.
I mean, he's the best Colt,
but you could take CMC. Maybe. But you could take CMC and trade him. Like if you truly don't believe. So I know I don't see him. For right now in mock draft 2.5, I don't see the 2.5. I don't know why I keep saying 2.5. I don't see him taking JT this time. It's straight Christian McCaffrey. In every draft is Christian McCaffrey. It's straight Christian McCaffrey. I'm not zigging this year. Usually I would zig. I would try to zig. And if I were to do it, which I've strongly thought about, like if I picked first overall in any draft, I ain't gonna lie. If I picked first overall in any draft this year, I'd pick Bijan, and I would live with the
consequences.
I would live with the consequences because I like to be different, and I would live with that. Truly, I would. Like
I don't know about number one.
I haven't heard any injury news. They got a top offensive line. Kirk Cousins is not mobile. Who's getting the goal line work? I'm pretty sure it's going to be Bijan. I don't think Tyler is getting goal line work. Christian McCaffrey, don't get me wrong, is probably going to be number one. If he can play the full season, probably going to be number one running back. But I'm okay with spending the number one overall pick on who probably is going to finish as the number 2 overall running back. Like Bijan might, he has the potential to finish in that CMC range. So I don't mind taking him first. Simple as that. I'll take him. Excuse me. That's just me. Then you see I got Bijan going second because I know Justin is going to go Bijan there. He's not taking a receiver. Got to get the running backs out the way. Like see, look, I'm just feeling myself now because the trend that everyone is starting to get back on is the trend that I never got off of in the first place. Running back first. Fill out the running back first. All this hero running back, zero running back, that was dead. That don't win you. I'm sorry, that don't win you the truly competitive leagues, in my opinion. I tried it last year and it was a disaster for me in Najee at 3. It was a disaster. So no, that I'm never doing that again. You go running back first. If I was Gold Stripes, if I'm Jasher and Gold Stripes at 3, I would take Breece Hall. But I can see Tyreek going here.
Yes.
I can see
I would take Breece Hall.
Daz, smooth moves.
I can see him going receiver. He went receiver last year, I think.
No, but I can see him going. I feel like Amon-Ra St. Brown should go ahead of CeeDee Lamb. because of the safety net. But it's CeeDee Lamb, and Daz is flashy, so he's gonna go CD. And then Malcolm is gonna make the. I don't know. I feel like Malcolm I feel like he got burned. Ugh, what the hell was that? Excuse me. He got burned with Austin Eckler last year, picking him 4th overall, or I think in the top 6.
Well, Austin Eckler played well season before though.
I just don't know if he's taking Breece Hall this high. So that's why I got him taking Amon-Ra St. Brown, who is
Breece Hall's number 2.
Amon-Ra St. Brown has the floor though. Like I think he would just take that floor. Especially like you could always trade like a player that you take this high and get something really good back for him.
You don't think Breece Hall's floor is about the same as Amon-Ra's, or because
I don't trust it,
higher,
bro. It's just the Jets' offensive line, bro. Like
they drafted a few guys that are well, and they picked up a bunch of guys. They definitely got to be better. And they got better quarterback play, so they're not stacking. Defenses shouldn't be stacking the boxes as much as they were last year.
All these dudes that you talking about they drafted, either 1 not staying healthy, 2 underperforming, and 3 the older dudes aren't staying healthy or probably won't stay healthy either. They have a terrible injury history. Like that's what I'm saying. But I can't trust. Like okay, if you want to take Breece Hall this high and like I see everything as trade bait. If I don't trust you, you trade bait. So it's like okay, I could take him this high and trade him, but I'm not. I'm like if I'm building my team with the future in mind, with a championship in mind, I'm taking Amon-Ra here. Like I am taking Amon-Ra. And then Breece Hall, I think would go next because Eric's team, I actually got to change that because that was from the before he changed his team name on the app. Dr. Rick Marshall. Probably the biggest wild card here is Amari's husband because I don't know him. And we've never seen him play, never seen him draft. But probably going to go running back here. I don't think the running backs are going to keep falling that far. And then you got Jamar Chase with Team Arrow. I don't know like this right here gets tricky, but I don't think he is a big JT Saquon Barkley guy. I could be wrong. But there was one season a few years ago when Metro and Team Arrow drafted, like they were able to get like great wide receiver value, like 3 rounds in the first 3 rounds. And I just think that maybe they might try to target that again. And if Jamar Chase is gonna fall to you at 7, I don't see you not really taking him. You know what I'm saying? Like it's Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow. I would trust Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow over Garrett Wilson and Aaron Rodgers, over Justin Jefferson and Sam Darnold.
As far as receiver combinations, yeah.
And then Mark and Easy Clap, I think that's easy. Jonathan Taylor, like he got burned with Nick Chubb last year, but I think he is still a homer with the running back position, and I could see him taking. Like if he would have a hard decision out of Saquon and JT, and I think either one of them go with these 2 picks right here. Like these could be switched around. He might take Saquon because of Jalen Hurts and the Eagles offense being a little bit more reliable last year than the Colts offense, but you know, like JT I think has more upside. And then Never Lose. This was the team that took Josh Jacobs last year. I mean, no, was it the year before last? This was I just remember, I think it was 2022 where Never Lose took Josh Jacobs 7th overall, and I was like, whoa, like. So I wouldn't be surprised if they wanted to start with the pillar of their team being a steady bell cow running back, and then probably get a receiver and build out the team from there later in the draft. Andy Reid's mustache, I could see biting the bullet on Justin Jefferson on volume alone because like Amari's smart. She's gonna be like, hey, I got Justin Jefferson. Who trying to get Justin Jefferson on me? And she's gonna get good value for him. And it's Justin Jefferson, so it's not like there won't be weeks where he won't finish in the top 5 or the top. Well, yeah, there will definitely be weeks he'll finish in the top 5. So, and then it gets a little tricky right here in the back in the real back end of round 1. I don't know why I skipped you in your pick. Garrett Wilson here at 10. I can see you taking Garrett Wilson. I know it's not. I know you. I know we talked about it. And I know you're thinking about a running back here, but I think Garrett Wilson is just too valuable to pass up at this position if he's gonna fall to 10, because he might not.
If he doesn't fall to 10, wait. If he doesn't fall to 10, because I'm pretty sure that your first 9 picks before me are going to be picked. I don't think anybody after me in this mock draft is going to be picked more than likely. So what that means is that the first 9 picks are going to be pretty accurate. It's just a matter of the order. And I think Gary Wilson could go in that first 9, which means somebody's going to fall out. And the only person I can really see falling out of that probably 5 through 9 range would be somebody like maybe Brees Hall or Jamar Chase.
If it was me, and I was like, I could see Saquon falling out of that.
And Saquon would be the only other one, but I think I think Saquon would go ahead of JT. Honestly,
if I'm being honest, like if like when mock draft 3.0 comes out, I could realistically see Saquon falling to you at 10. Like I can see that.
I can see that, but I can see that too. But I don't know if somebody might take him ahead of that too. I can see him going as high as 7.
So yeah, I think Garrett Wilson is too valuable for you to pass up, and you'll see Justin Jefferson there, but you'll be like, Aaron Rodgers, and then
I would pick Garrett Wilson over JJ for sure.
And then the chosen at 12, AJ Brown. I just think I don't know. I just oh well, I do know he picks right before Ty. That boy Hurts, who Eagles fan, and it's gonna be a decision out of AJ Brown, Marvin Harrison, or Derrick Henry right here for the chosen. And I just think I think he's bought into the big time wide receiver thing in PPR fantasy. And the last couple of seasons have shown me that, especially given how he's drafted. So I just think that AJ Brown goes at 12. That's how I see Chris valuing like AJ Brown over like Derrick Henry. Like that's how I see him valuing that. And that boy Hurts is gonna not bite the bullet per se, but gonna come up and take Derrick Henry. Because at the end of the day, it's the Ravens. Someone like Derrick Henry's not falling out of the first round. Derrick Henry's going to go in the first round. It's
if
King
I was
Henry,
picking
bro.
the 12, I'd be picking Derrick Henry.
Henry,
there'd
bro.
be no if and the buts about it because he'd be right there.
And it's like Lamar Jackson, like that box not gonna be loaded. Come on, that box not gonna be stacked.
Ain't no way. He'll run right through them dudes.
Now, Marcellus and Looney Tunes, I truly believe that this is where Marvin Harrison is going. Like, especially if all the other value add receiver just like, bro, this is he's good at stealing my picks, Marcellus, but also has an eye for talent. Like he has an eye for it. Like he knows what he's doing. He knows where the volume's going. He knows who's like he knows who to target at least. I give him credit for that because he targets guys who I don't even look at. So I think he's gonna go Marvin Harrison here. Then I'll bite the bullet on Jahmyr Gibbs because I just want that value. I want that value. He's not my kind of back, no, but
you were talking about it earlier.
I want that value. And then we can see here Mackay and Montgomery Brawl back-to-back picks here, 16 and 17 as we start round 2. Isaiah Pacheco and Kenneth Walker. He's gonna go back-to-back running backs. This is what he does. What? This is what he does, though. Like this is what I can't say he. This is what we do. But because you guys see, I'm gonna take Travis Etienne with my second pick. This is what we do. This
really?
Is we load up on running backs, bro. We're picking in the back end. We're picking in the first things first. We're picking in the back end of the first round. All the top wide receivers are gone. All the top running backs are gone. We gotta take the best left, and we gotta load up. Like that's what if y'all haven't caught on by now, like yeah, haven't y'all caught on by now?
I'm just there's nobody. I figured it'd be better value than Travis Etienne at where you're at 18.
Not when you think about the wide receiver value that's going to fall in the draft, and my philosophy on wide receiver, and the fact that when you get to round 3, even when you get to this round, when you get to the second round of a 16-team PPR draft, like the fall off in the running back talent and the
tremendous.
It's disgusting. So you basically have to load up on running back with our first 2 picks.
Yeah, I get you.
And then let everything else fall as they may. So I can see him coming up and taking Kenneth Walker because 1, he has Kenneth Walker in the dynasty league, and 2, Kenneth Walker is 23, and they're playing in an offense that's going to be more explosive. I am bought into the Seahawks offense this year. Ryan Grubb, shout out. I'm bought in, man. DK Metcalf, I like him where he's going in drafts. JSN, I would take him in like the 6th round or the 7th round. Like I would come up for him. Like that's how much I believe in them right now. So Pacheco, Kenneth Walker to start his team, Travis Etienne to go with Jahmyr Gibbs on my team. We got Kyron. Excuse me. Got Kyron Williams and Marvin Harrison for Looney Tunes. He got to take a top end running back or a projected top end running back. He got to make it look good. Puka Nacua is gonna go there Puka Nacua is gonna go here with time to match up with. I gotta have this better. I gotta have this I gotta have like a spreadsheet on me. Don't worry. When I have the graphic on Friday, it's gonna look so much better. We got Derrick Henry and Puka Nacua. I think that's a good way to start a team right there. Not bad. Josh Jacobs with AJ Brown for the chosen. Chris Olave with Justin Jefferson for Andy Reid's mustache. That's not bad on me.
Yeah, but no running back isn't good.
Yeah, but if James Conner is gonna fall to the 3rd round, and you still got Zamir White out there, you got Najee Harris, Javonte Williams, like there's still some running backs out there they're falling, bro. I won't even get to anyway. I got you taking Mark Andrews so you have Mark Andrews and who did I say you had in the 1st round? Gosh,
very interesting.
Garrett Wilson. There we go. Garrett Wilson and Mark Andrews.
I can see that.
I can see that too. And then you probably taking a quarterback in the next round or a running back, depending on how the value falls, because there's always at least one quarterback that goes in the 2nd round.
Yeah, but
and it's not going to be you, in my opinion, and we'll get there. So we got Devontae Adams for never lose. So we have Devontae and Saquon, and Cooper Kupp were easy clap. So we have Cooper Kupp and Jonathan Taylor. I think all of these teams look like they'll be like, okay, I start their team like that. They'll be like, okay. Let's not forget Cooper Kupp and Jonathan Taylor were on that team that scored 2,000 points a couple years ago, 2021. That was my team. Mike Evans. We got Mike Evans. Oh yeah, I gotta fix that on Dr. Rick Marshall's team. Okay, Dr. Rick Marshall. Yes, sir. Okay, so we got Mike Evans for Team Arrow, who picked Jamar Chase. I think that'll be a nice tandem to start out with because he'll probably come back in that next round, take a running back. Travis Kelce. I don't believe that Amari's husband not a Chiefs fan. I don't believe that. I don't believe it. So Travis Kelce is going up there. He'll have.
You don't think Kelce go higher?
No, I don't even think he'll be the first tight end off the board. I don't think he should be. And if he is, you'll probably take him. No, because he's old. Like he's not.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean by fall off. Like he'll fall off.
His production will fall off. Not him, the player, but his production.
Wait, I'm sorry, but if you feel like his production will fall off, but his skill or talent won't fall off, then what? You think Patrick will spread the ball out more?
No, bro. They're just gonna limit his touches. That's the production part.
But why?
He's old. They have to preserve him for the 3-peat, bro. Have you not been keeping up? Like,
I mean, but if he's open and and he's getting available, I'm not gonna not throw him the ball.
You are not. Oh my goodness. It's a 17-game season. If you have Rashee Rice, Marquise Brown, and Xavier Worthy and Isaiah Pacheco, you talking about, if he get open, I'm gonna give him the ball. Why would you risk your literally best player more volume at 31, 2, 3? I think he's 33. Like, and they're trying to 3-peat. You're one of those people. On me, you're one of those people. Just give him the ball. Give him the ball anyway. And you got other. Last year there was no capable dudes. I would understand that. This year, they actually have capable dudes, and you still. I just don't.
I'm not saying no.
I
never said to force feed him.
That's what you're saying.
No, that's not what I said. What I said was, if he's open, I'm gonna throw him the ball.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying the manufactured touches for Travis Kelce are gonna go down. That means his production will go down. Simple as that. It's not about if he's not open, if he's open, he's not getting the ball. Like that's. I don't think you're listening to me. His manufactured touch. That means the plays that they call for him will be reduced.
Yes,
reduced. And if he's getting open in the game, but he's getting banged up, they can't keep calling the plays for him. They can't. That's what they got. Let's move on. Hard still, DK Metcalf. Bro, you finna give me a heart attack.
You're asking a lot. It's a lot of ifs. That's all.
What you mean if? It's not if. Like,
well, you said if he's getting banged up in those plays, yeah, but that's if he's getting banged up in those plays.
Bro, he's gonna play the Ravens. Like, you think he's not
one?
You think he's not getting smacked in that game?
You talking about one game in 17 games now?
It's football. You think?
I agree.
Also, it's the Chiefs. You think everybody's not about to try to smack the Chiefs?
We're not disagreeing on that point. All my point is, I don't think his touches will be less simply because you want to preserve him for the season. He's not the kind of guy that just want to take less because I'm getting older. Like, if he can do it, he can do it. Especially if you get through the season and you got guys not catching the ball, guys are getting covered, and he's the one getting open. Like,
it's not always up to the player, bro.
I get that. But
hold on, bro. Whoa. It is up to Andy Reid.
Yes, we're literally talking about in the game. Andy Reid's not.
It is up to Andy Reid. It is up to Andy Reid, who is in the game. You heard? I don't know.
No, I'm talking about in the game, in the moment when the clock is running and Travis is on the field. Andy Reid's not on the field telling Patrick Mahomes to not throw it to Travis Kelce.
Yeah, you're wrong. 1, 2. If Andy Reid is calling the plays, and so if Travis Kelce is on the field, Andy is like, let's call this play. This is the primary receiver. Now, if Kelce is open, yeah, he'll get the ball.
That's what I'm saying. That's all what I'm saying,
dude. But you're not listening to what I'm saying. Andy Reid is not going to willingly he's not going to dial up a play that Travis Kelce is the primary target on the play 10 to 15 times a game anymore. Or like he's not that's over. That's over, bro. Like that's over. Travis Kelce probably had I can't believe I'm spending all the time.
I just don't think it'll be as dramatic as a drop off as you're describing it to be. I don't think it'll be that big.
Hold on, bro. Let me just pull up these stats real quick so I can get it right. Travis Kelce stats. It's not even all the stats I was looking for. Okay. Wow. This stats were bro. What he actually declined. He not only is he 30, he's 34. That's old as dirt.
He declined last year.
He actually declined in production last year, and you think he's still going to? Trey McBride is going to have a better year. Mark Andrews is going to have a better year. I don't think Sam Laporte. I don't know about Sam Laporte. I'm not because I don't believe in him like that. But like that the Travis Kelce as a tight end 1 is over. Travis Kelce as a tight end 2 this year will be a blessing. Travis Kelce as a tight end 3, not bad, but I don't see that happening. Like, I don't. When they have so many other options and they're gonna try to run the ball too, no way. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way that Andy Reid is gonna call up. Let's see, if Mahomes throws the ball like 30, let's say he throws the ball like 35 times. Like, yeah, Kelce might get 9 of those targets. Catches okay. That's prime Kelce though. Like now 34 years old, Kelce, I can see like 7 targets. I can see Kelce 4 for 7. Like a touchdown, okay, I'll take that. But this is not prime Kelce anymore. It's just not, bro. It's just not. This is the back end of the draft, y'all. DK Metcalf is going next. Nico Collins, Jalen Hurts will be the first quarterback going with gold stripes. DJ Moore, and then I got Chuck taking taking Michael Pittman and Rashee Rice as the first pick in the 3rd round. I don't see Rashee Rice falling all the way to the 4th or 5th round like all these ADPs have him, because we're starting to see now he's not going to get suspended. Mahomes is going to target him. Hollywood Brown is hurt. Travis Kelce is old, like I just tried to tell you, and like this is it. Like Rashee Rice is on the come up, and he showed me he can be reliable and explosive last year. Like y'all, everybody's talking about Xavier Worthy can be the next Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill is a very unique specimen, and Xavier Worthy is not built like Tyreek Hill, so I don't expect him to be Tyreek Hill. That was frustrating. That was frustrating. Oh, that was frustrating. That was frustrating. I'm not gonna lie to you. That was frustrating, bro. I can't believe you.
I mean, I don't know what's so hard to believe about me saying that I don't think his touches will be dramatically lowered like that.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me see.
And it's not like he's not a good tight end about getting open. He's been the best at finding open spots in the field. Like
talking about zone coverage. You're talking about zone coverage, bro. Like, okay, let's see. The Bengals. If the Bengals, hold on, the Bengals come line up against the Chiefs, and I'm not picking the Bengals because they beat the Chiefs. I'm picking the Bengals because of the scheme. Bengals come line up against the Chiefs. No, they mix in zones. Okay, if the Jets come line up against the Chiefs, man up, man coverage. I don't expect Rashee Rice to be Sauce Gardner a majority of the time. Like, I'm not even going to call that a 50-50 split. Like, I'm really not. I'm going to give Sauce Gardner the edge. So if Sauce Gardner has the edge over your best wide receiver and the safeties, I'm not going to say the safeties can necessarily cover Kelce one-on-one, but at 34 years old, you're definitely not the same player, bro. So I'm confident I can put one of my athletic safeties on you. And Xavier Worthy, if he can't get off the line, what am I worried about? If I'm zone coverage, oh yeah, if I'm the Raiders, I'm worried. Yeah, I'm worried. If I'm the Chargers, oh, I'm worried. Oh yeah.
You know how many ifs you put in that statement?
What you mean? Okay, yeah. AFC West, you should be worried. Oh no, Denver, you're good because Denver actually sneaky, solid, good defense. Y'all can match up with the Chiefs. But you're talking about ifs. I'm not talking about hypotheticals. These are things that are actually going to happen. And you're talking about if I'm the Chargers, if I'm the Raiders, which they will be playing, I'd be worried. The Jets. Let's see. Let me just pull up the Chiefs schedule. Since I'm sitting here. Let's see. Chiefs.
I just don't think. I mean, we don't have to keep belaboring this point. I just don't think Travis Kelce is going to be as dramatic of a drop off as you think he is. Whether it's because of his skill, whether because defenses are going to be able to play him better because he's getting older and they got younger guys back there. Whether you think it's Andy Reid calling up less plays for him or a combination of all three. I just don't think his production overall will be as big of a drop off as you're claiming it out to be.
I think given the defenses that they face this year, I think it will. I think it will be not severe, but I think it will be a noticeable drop off.
Well, you gotta remember too, man. Like they had to play. They were playing mostly Travis Kelce all last year too because guys weren't.
That's last year. This year they have pass catchers. So they don't have to force it to him. And you're saying, oh, he'll be open. And I'm telling you that he will not get that same volume.
He's not going against the first or second guy either, Charles. He'll be going against the third or fourth guy. Especially if you think he's getting older.
He's not getting the same volume though. So he can't give me, bro, even if he's the same talents that you think he is, he's not going to give me the same production because one, he's not going to get the same volume because of the plethora of players they have, and two, I don't believe he's that same player. He's not going to get open against man coverage like zone. Okay, man, no. You look at the teams on this schedule. Like, do you see the teams on this schedule?
Yeah, but
the
if
Ravens,
you're talking,
the Bengals, the Falcons.
If I'm using your argument,
the Saints. Marshawn Lattimore, who's on a revenge tour.
If I'm using your argument, Charles, you're telling me that he's getting older. So you're not going to put your first guy on him. And you may not even put your second guy on him. So if that's the case, Travis Kelce. Hold on, let me finish. You keep cutting me off. If Travis Kelce is going against the third or fourth best guy guarding him on the field, even if he's older, he has all the more experience and the talent to get open. And I'm not going to say that he's going to get the ball all the time. But if he's going to be consistently beating the third and fourth guy, he's going to get the ball more often than not, whether Andy Reid's calling that play or not.
Wow, I can't believe you did that. I brought up man coverage, and you gonna bring up the third or fourth guy when you know damn well Kyle Hamilton. No. Stop it right there. You know damn well Kyle Hamilton, the safety for the Ravens, is gonna be on him. Jesse Bates, the safety, all these all-pro safeties that's about to. Are you serious?
I'm using your own argument.
No. It's not. They're not about to be covered by the third corner. They're not putting the third cornerback on the depth chart on Travis Kelce. When Kyle Hamilton is on the field, when Jesse Bates is on the field, when Dax Hill for the Bengals is on the field, they're not going to put the third best corner on the depth chart on Travis Kelce. That's foolish.
Then I don't understand you talking about this drop off by him being older, because it's him being older, and he has other guys on the team who have to be covered. There are certain guys you just don't have to guard. Like, you may actually have to guard Xavier Worthy with the number 2 guy because he's that fast, or because he can actually get open.
But
you may actually have to cover Hollywood Brown with the number 2 guy. So, like, there are other guys who have to be covered. Like, Travis Kelce may be going against the third or fourth guy more often than not this season than previous seasons.
Let me tell you. Okay, I gotta go. First things first, Travis Kelce is going to be taken away. He's going to be taken away first. Like, the reason why, like, Xavier Worthy is not going to be as prominent when Hollywood Brown comes back, because Hollywood Brown is a vet. Rashee Rice is proven in this offense, and Xavier Worthy, until he can prove he can get off the line, I don't think he will be as consistent of a fantasy producer. Travis Kelce is 34 years old, and he will not perform as well in man coverage against elite safeties. He or coverage guys like he did last year. In zone coverage, yes, he will perform the same, because that is a different coverage. That is a different covering style. In man coverage, when you got to play the Ravens and you got corners on the outside that can press and plaster to guys, and then you got to did you watch Kyle Hamilton last year? Did you watch
one team?
No.
One team out of 17
I'm not, because I did you watch Dax Hill last year? Did you watch
That's 2 teams.
Did you watch Jesse Bates last year?
That's 3 teams.
Did you watch the Saints last year?
That's 4 teams.
Did you watch the Niners last year?
Okay, but
hold on, I'm not.
These are all the
teams on their schedule.
That's 5 of 17 games, bro. And those are some of the top defenses,
bro.
Those are like top 7, 8 defenses of 32,
bro. Broncos, the Buccaneers, the Bills, the Browns, the Texans. And you play the Steelers. They got the Steelers on here, bro.
Yes, they have high-end teams on there. I'm not disagreeing with you, but I'm not gonna sit there and say that Travis Kelce, just because he's getting older, is going to be on a major decline. Because it just sounds like he's gonna fall off the damn map, and I just don't think it's gonna be the case.
He's old, bro.
I'm not disagreeing with you. I just don't think he's gonna fall off the map.
I didn't say he was gonna fall off the map.
But that's kind of what it sounds like. Because every time I mention him actually being somewhat decent,
you're making it seem like he should be the first tight end off the board.
No, I don't think he should be the first tight end off the board, but I think he should be hired at the end of the second or third round. I think he should be higher. I think he should be higher than that.
Travis Kelce over Cooper Kupp this year? Travis Kelce over Mike Evans? Are you drunk? Like, Travis Kelce over Chris Olave? Travis Kelce over Mark Andrews? Travis Kelce over Josh Jacobs? In the second round, when I'm building my team, I'm not. And you see the tight end depth this year? I am not taking Travis Kelce. Oh my God.
I'm taking a proven commodity that's not as old. And I can't always trust this tight end market. Over the last 4 seasons, I can't trust any tight ends.
You gonna take Travis Kelce in the second round, bro?
I didn't even say that's not what I said. I didn't say I'm taking Travis Kelce in the second round.
I'm just saying, like, bro. But I was just joking. But like, literally though, like the logic is just baffling for me though, because I get about the proven commodity, but like you have to project forward too, and like I know it's hard to project forward, but well, it's not easy to project accurately, but like I don't know, maybe I guess it's, I don't know, it's easier.
Project what? Project what? Project what?
The value and the touches. Like Trey McBride will get more touches and will have more value this year. Mark Andrews will have more touches. Sam Laporta may have more touches.
Why would
Kincaid
why would Mark Andrews have more touches?
What do you mean? He is the definitive number one in that offense. It's not Zay Flowers. It's Mark Andrews.
Who's coming off another injury?
No, he's not. He got into an accident. That was just an accident. Yeah, bro.
But he got injured.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Got injured. No, he didn't. It was minor. He said he was good. It was bro. Bro, I swear to you, bro. I looked into it. That's why I got Mark Andrews going so high. Like, because, bro, before he got hurt last year, it was Mark Andrews and Travis Kelce for years. So and he's 6 years younger. What? There's no question that this is Lamar's guy. When I have to question who's going to be Mahomes' guy this year, maybe Rashee Rice. I think maybe Xavier Worthy. Like
Mark Andrews was the guy too because they didn't have a receiver. They actually have one now.
Okay. Hey, you know what? Listen, we should pick this up tomorrow. I mean, let's pick this up tomorrow. Let's pick this up tomorrow. I gotta go to work.
I mean, it wasn't supposed to go this deep.
It wasn't. This will be a great edit. I'm gonna get up out of here. That was Total Fandom. Glad to have you on. Appreciate you, bro. And peace.